Good morning and welcome back to SANTEFIRE Motoring. Unfortunately, the weather isn't on our side, but I've got an absolute heater of a car with me today. It's called the VW Tiguan, and this 2025 R-Line model is exactly why I love cars. Not only have they taken the time to give us thoughtful design, they've made it absolutely beautiful, but practicality was top of mind. For 900,000 Rand, VW will give you a one-car solution to all your family's problems. Let's get into it. Now, I'll be honest, this is one of the few cars that I've had on test that within the first 2 days, I knew for a fact that if I was in the market and I had the budget for it, I would buy it. And I'm not just saying this because I got this car from Muji Volkswagen. They're based out in Springs, and if you ever find yourself in that side of Joburg, do yourself a favor and pay them a visit. They've got great deals on Volkswagen, and the staff is incredible. But I'd buy this car because of all the small things that made me fall in love with it. Tiny things that once you get to experience them, you're like, oh my word, I love this thing. For example, have a look at these rear tail lights. They're called IQ lights, and they're an optional extra. They do a little song and dance every time you unlock the car, and there's a bunch of convenience features too. For example, if I kick my foot under the boot, it then automatically opens up. It's not new technology, but it's nice stuff to have. If you come a little closer, you'll notice that you get ample boot space. 652 liters to be exact, but that's not the best part. Look at this. With a simple tug of a string, these rear seats fold flat, giving you a total of 1,650 liters of boot space. That's more than enough for all your cargo, the pets, the bicycle, whatever it is you'd need to fit in here. Over and above that, I've got some tie points over here. You can then attach these to whatever you need to, like ropes or netting, to keep everything in place. But there's another convenience feature. If I pop open this lid over here, you'll notice that there's a charging port. Very convenient stuff from VW. Oh, and these rear seats, they've also got airbags in them. So your kids are going to be safe in these ISOFIX points that they come with. We're going to wrap things up at the rear section of the car real quick, but before we do, under the boot you get a spare wheel. But the Tiguan is more of an adventure, family-oriented kind of car, which is why you will appreciate this little button that I'm pulling, which then dispatches the tow hook. The Tiguan R-Line has a max towing capacity of 2,200 kilograms, so your trailers and caravans are well taken care of. Moving over to the back seat of the Tiguan R-Line, you can comfortably fit 5 adults back here. You get some blue piping around the seats to break up the black, which is a design element that I really appreciate. But one nifty touch they've added is that you get some additional pockets at the back of the driver and passenger seats. You could fit your phone there. And if I come in, you'll notice how easy it is. These doors open almost 90 degrees. In the center here, I can pull this down, pop this open to see something we've seen before, cup holders. But you know what I haven't seen? Space to pop your phone in so you can watch some movies, have an iPad there, or even prop a book. And now that I know how to speak English again, it's worth letting you know that the guys in the back can control their own climates. They can only set the temperature, not really the fan speed, but beneath that you have 2 Type-C chargers, which is a very nice touch from VW because no one uses those old ones anymore. So the kids in the back can keep their devices charged very nicely. The back seat's nice, but I think the party really is in the front. There's lots of tech that we need to get into, so I think let's jump into there. On the doors, you get that blue piping that I mentioned. You also get a dot pattern that lights up in the evening. Very brilliant because this car has some ambient lighting. But what I do want to talk to you about are not only these seats, but how you can control them through this 15-inch infotainment display. This 15-inch infotainment display is the entry point into how you control all the car's operational activities. It comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and I'm sure from here you can clearly tell that not only is it bright, but because of the screen real estate that you get lots of information displayed very clearly. You also get a dedicated button for your seats. Not only are they cooled, but they're also heated, and I love the fact that these seats, the driver and front passenger seats, have massage functionality. You can choose the program that you'd like, from waves, circles, upstrokes, tapping, relaxation, and activation. You're spoiled for choice. You can set the duration and intensity, and I love the fact that you get a little description of which part of your back is being massaged in which mode. Very lovely touch from them. If I click over here, it takes me to VW's own infotainment system that has its own navigation system where I can then control radio, media, and a bunch of other activities. It has a main menu that I can cycle through and choose all my options. There's lots of things you can do in here. And one little touch over here, which is nice aesthetically, but maybe for me is just a bit inconvenient, is the fact that in order to change your temperature, you sort of tap these buttons over here, or you can slide, whichever you prefer. Same goes for the volume. Now if you come down here, you get some storage space where you can then store your phone. But if I lift it up, you'll notice that you also get some wireless charging capability. You also get 2 Type-C chargers, meaning you get 4 total Type-C chargers in this car, which is something I really like. But one thing that this car has that is a party trick is this volume selector over here. Yes, it looks like a volume selector, but if I press it, I can then change through the different driving modes that I have, as well as the different atmospheres. And these are presets that also change the car's interior ambient lighting. If you're going on a long distance trip, you're probably going to have some drinks and snacks with you. Well, in the Tiguan R-Line, you're well taken care of. You get 2 cup holders in the front, which are spacious enough to hold my coffee cup, and they do so snugly, but you also get some decent storage space in the center bin over here. But one of my absolute features, and it's actually something I discovered on accident, is the fact that the center armrest extends outwards. So if you're on a long drive and you're fatigued, you can comfortably rest. What's really nice is that you can configure wherever you want to place it. If you like it higher, you can have it there. If you like it lower, you can have it there too. Moving over to the steering wheel, I really appreciate the fact that they gave us actual buttons instead of touch capacitive ones. On the left, you get your autonomous driving functionality. It's got cruise control. And on the right, I can control my driver cockpit. But I should mention something that I really like is that this car has steering wheel heating. Very nice thing to have, especially in the winters of South Africa. And I know we did things differently by starting in the back, which was a very beautiful side of the car, but I think the front is where this car truly shines. Before we get there, have a look at these rims. I'm a huge fan of these. These are 20-inch, all 4 corners, and they're actually wrapped in Pirelli's. Nice touch from VW. Up front, you get VW's new design language. You also get a light bar that runs across the entirety of the front end with that R badge towards the right. This color is dolphin gray, and they've contrasted it with some black around the front end of the car and some silver accents to complete the look. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I think it's an absolute smash hit. Some people feel as though it looks a little bit feminine, but I would use the word modern instead. Let's go for a drive. The weather's absolutely horrible today, but that's when I come to appreciate the features that I spoke about in this review. Stuff like the steering wheel heating, the seat heating, climate control functionality. It all comes to work together to give you a comprehensive solution. But we must give Volkswagen credit where credit is due. You see, they've been championing the whole people's car movement. I think Volkswagen actually directly translates to the people's car. You see it in how they've been able to sell so many of their models to so many of my family members, your family members. There's a good chance that you watching this video right now drive a VW, have owned one, or are considering buying one. They know how to make things work because they've sold to so many people, have taken the time and effort to put in the energy into R&D to then improve their products. The Tiguan is the latest iteration of this very extensive process that they've been on. It drives very smoothly too. It's got the same 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine that you find in the Golf GTI. It's not a very powerful engine. We'll overlay the numbers over here, but it's good enough to give you that get up and go when you need it. You've also got some drive modes. So I mean in Sports Plus, well, Sports mode actually, then it gives you some zip, and I actually noticed that you hear some of the turbo flutter when you're driving through. The smoothness, it's easy. It's not necessarily as how can I say, refined as something like a Porsche. It makes for a very smooth drive. From a fuel consumption perspective, I was able to average around 8 liters, 9 liters per 100 kilometers, and from a full tank alone, you can get over 700 kilometers. So it's good for a long distance trip to KZN. So where does it then fit in? I think your average Tiguan buyer is someone who probably has a family, has an outdoor sense of activity, maybe gets up to some off-roading because it's very capable in that regard too. But I think generally SUVs are the kind of cars that people buy because they solve all their problems in one form factor. You need space, you got that. You need a good design, you got that too. The technology in this car, covered. Convenience features that I mentioned as well. It's a very comprehensive package, and I see why people have loved it for so long. And in this iteration, they've just refined it a bit further. I'm a huge fan of this car. Would I buy it now? Maybe not. I don't think I would buy a Tiguan because it doesn't fit into my current lifestyle. But if I was in the market for something that does all the things that this car does, I wouldn't think twice about it. It comes in at 900,000 Rand. So it's not necessarily the cheapest car, but cars at the moment, even in the second-hand market, are quite expensive. Do yourself a favor, visit Muji Volkswagen. Ask them about this car. I'm sure they'll put in a good deal for you. One of my favorite features has to be the digital infotainment display as well as the digital driver cockpits. All the information is clear, and at night it works hand in hand with the ambient lighting to just give you a very nice holistic experience. It feels kind of like you're driving around in a spaceship. It's really cool. I appreciate it. One interesting quirky feature it has is the drive shift selector, shifting from reverse to neutral and park. It's actually a twist of the stock instead of pushing it up and down. I struggled a bit at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's very intuitive. Twist it forward to go into drive, twist it back to go into reverse. And I mean, now I'm just enjoying the steering wheel heating. The little things that make this car very lovely to drive. I've also got a panoramic sunroof. Super cool. It works with a touch capacitive sensor over here. Just a swipe of the finger and then that handles everything for me. It also has some tilt and slide functionality, so in the summertime you can look cool. And I mean, South Africans love VW. It's sort of become our staple car, if you will. Them and BMW, we love them very much. And I mean, in this Tiguan, even though it's a SUV, it still has that cool factor. I would love to drive the Mark 8.5 Golf GTI because I know it shares some of the components with this car as well. And if this one's anything to go by, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a really exciting experience overall. But man, the visibility in this car is awesome. The suspension is very forgiving. The seats, they're comfortable. Overall, it's the kind of car you buy when you don't want to think too much. You just get in, does everything for you, and you just get on the road. And it's fuel efficient too. What more could you be looking for in a car? I think this VW is something I would 100% get into. I'm sold, and I hope you are too. Listen, this has been a really cool episode. Thank you for tuning in to SANTEFIRE Motoring. I don't think I introduced myself in the beginning. If you're new here, my name is Bongani. Stick around, we love cars and we make cool reviews. Cheers, guys.